Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name's Jack, this is Jthbooks, and it is time that I tell you what I am reading in the month of December. It's just my TBR, I don't know why I said it so strangely. So yeah, it is time for the TBR. It is time for December. How is it December? How is the holiday season upon us? It is, well, just blows my mind really. This year has gone so quickly. Do you like my t-shirt? It's the Grinch. It says, is this jolly enough for you? Which is very much how I feel. Listen, I'm sort of going to probably tell you many times that I don't like Christmas. And I'm not a massive fan of Christmas, but I've got a t-shirt on. I've literally got like, decorations to go up on the shelves. And I am doing like a little Christmassy vlog. So don't listen to me. I'm a liar. I'm not a liar. I'm confused. But let's talk while you're here. You're here to talk about books. So we have 5 books here. 1 non-fiction, and then your vote. Your vote. Your favourite thing to do. Well, I hope it's your favourite thing to do. I at least hope you enjoyed the vote. Because I do. So it's Karen. It's staying. Yeah, so what should we start with? Should we start with the non-fiction? We normally do, don't we? I'm running out of non-fiction, so how long can this go on? Is it going to carry on into 2024, reading 1 a month? I don't know. But let's stop waffling. Let's just find out. So, first up, we are going to read Deep Sniff, A History of Poppers and Queer Futures by Adam Smith. Smith and Smith. Sniff and Smith. Now, I bought this in Gaze the Web. He was in the shop when I brought it. I was too shy to say hello. I was too shy to get him to sign it. And the lovely worker there, Jim, was like, do you want me to introduce you? And I was like, no, don't ruin the man's day. So, that says all you need to know about me, doesn't it? But let's find out what this is about. This is the intriguing story of how amyl and other nitrates wafted out of the lab and into gay bars, corner shops, bedrooms, and porn supercuts. Blending historical research with wry observation, Adam Smith explores the cultural forces and improbable connections behind the power of poppers. What emerges is not just a history of pub raids, viral panics, and pecs the size of dinner plates. It is a collection of fresh and provocative ideas about identity, sex, utopia, capitalism, law, freedom, and the bodies that we use to experience the world. I've wanted to read this for a long time, so I actually am. I'm very excited to read this one. Next up, we have Day by Michael Cunningham. Now, this man wrote The Hours, which is a film I have seen starring Nicole Kidman playing Virginia Woolf, who won an Oscar. It had Meryl Streep in it too, so I've never read the book, but apparently I know so many details about the film. That was strange, wasn't it? Right, it comes out January 18th. It was kindly sent to me by 4th Estate. So let's find out what it is about. Where is it? Here we go. April 5th, 2019. In a cosy brownstone in Brooklyn, the veneer of domestic bliss is beginning to crack. Dan and Isabel, troubled husband and wife, are both a little bit in love with Isabel's younger brother, Robbie. I must have read that wrong. Dan and Isabel, troubled husband and wife, are both a little bit in love with Isabel's younger brother, Robbie. I didn't. No. Robbie, wayward soul of the family, who still lives in the attic loft. Robbie, who trying to get over his most recent boyfriend, has created a glamorous avatar online. Robbie, who now has to move out of the house, and whose departure threatens to break the family apart. You'd think him staying there maybe would break it apart. And then there is Nathan, age 10, taking his first uncertain steps towards independence, and Violet, 5, does her best not to notice the growing rift between her parents. April 5th, 2020. As the world goes into lockdown, the brownstone is feeling more like a prison. Violet is terrified of leaving the windows open, obsessed with keeping her family safe. Isabella and Dan circle each other warily, communicating mostly in veiled jabs and frustrated sighs. And beloved Robbie is stranded in Iceland, alone in a mountain cabin with nothing but his thoughts and his secret Instagram for company. April 5th, 2021. Emerging from the worst of the crisis, the family comes together to reckon a new, very different reality with what they've learned, what they've lost, and how they might get on. Well, we will see. We'll see. I did not expect it to say that. My goodness. Well, colour me shocked. So now onto those 2 Christmas books that I say I don't want to read. Listen, Christmas, I work in a restaurant. Christmas, like, I think I'm quite good at my job for 11 months of the year. But Christmas, I crumble. I crumble. I'll be like, oh, someone, what's 6 plus 4? And they'd be like, what? It's 10. That's not hard math. So I'll be like, I'll be like, what's 8 plus 3? And they're like, what's happening to you? And I'm like, I don't know. It is just Christmas in December. I can't cope. I cannot cope with work in December. So we're just going to read some light, fluffy romances to help me, just to help me get by, so I don't slip into depression. So we have The Geek Who Saved Christmas by Annabeth Albert and Kiss Her Once for Me by Alice Cochrane. I have read one of Annabeth's books before, and I did not like it. I listened to it in audio. And I read one of Alison's before, The Charm Offensive, and I liked it very, very much. So let's find out what this one's about. Gideon Holiday, his name's Holiday, is the perfect neighbour. Need a cup of sugar? Spare folding chair? Extra batteries? He's always ready to help, and he's waited years for his hot, grumpy, silver fox neighbour Paul to need him for anything. But right now, Gideon would be happy if he could just get the Scrooge-like Paul on board with the neighbourhood holiday lights fundraiser. Paul Frost has no intention of decking his halls or blazing any Yule logs. Even if his spunky bow-tie clad neighbour does look perfect for unwrapping, Paul would prefer to hide away until December is done. But when his beloved younger brother announces an unexpected visit, Paul needs all the trimmings for a festive homecoming, and fast. Luckily, Gideon is there with a colour-coded plan to save Christmas. Soon Paul's hanging lights, trimming trees and rolling out cookies, and steaming up his new flannel sheets with Gideon. How did that happen? Why did I have to read that out loud? That was like quite wholesome until steaming up the sheets. Oh, goodness. Annabeth. Let's find out what this one's about. 1 year ago, recent Portland transplant Ellie Oliver had her dream job in animation and a Christmas Eve bookstore meet-cute with a woman she fell in love with over the course of a single night. But after a betrayal the next morning and loss of her job soon after, she finds herself adrift, alone and desperate for money. That's more relatable. Since finding work at a local coffee shop, she's just getting through the days until Andrew, the shop's landlord, proposes a shocking drunken plan. A marriage of convenience that will give him his recent inheritance and alleviate Ellie's financial woes and isolation. They decide to spend the holidays together at his family cabin to keep up the ruse. But when Andrew introduces his new fiancée to his sister, Ellie is shocked to discover that his sister is Jack. Pardon? The mysterious woman she fell for last Christmas Eve. Now, over one very festive week, Ellie must choose between the safety of a fake relationship and the risk of something real. These will either just be light, fun, silly, and just get me through the evenings, or they will just remind me that I'm sad and alone. And then lastly, which probably isn't going to help, but I'm just in my red, white and royal blue era. I might read Red, White and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. I've read this before. I didn't particularly like it. But can I stop watching the film? No, I can't. That film has my heart and soul. So maybe I should give the book another chance. I feel like most people know what it's about, but we'll discuss it. Alex Claremont Diaz is handsome, charismatic, a genius, pure millennial marketing gold for the White House. Ever since his mother became the President of the United States, there's only one problem. When the tabloids get hold of a photo of an altercation between Alex and Prince Henry, US/British relations take a turn for the worse. Heads of families and state devise a plan for damage control, staging a truce. But what begins as fake, Instagrammable friendship grows deeper and more dangerous than either Alex or Henry could have imagined. Soon they are hurtling into a secret romance that could derail the presidential campaign and upend 2 nations. I have a very fancy edition. For someone who doesn't like the book, I've sure got a fancy edition. But Alex, Henry, maybe, who knows. This is like an if one, but I just feel I want to. And isn't December the time to treat yourself? So, it is time. It is the moment you've all been waiting for. it is the moment I think some of you just skip ahead to in the video. It is time for the... I need just to get across the room. For the JTH TBR jar. Where we get to vote, where we get to pick what I'm going to read. It's getting a bit empty, friends. It is getting a bit empty, so if you have any suggestions, hit me up, because obviously I'm just going to be choosing from thin air soon. Let's do it. Let's just absolutely do it. It was a very tightly wound one. I'll let you look first. I've got manners. Well, can't get open. Oh my goodness. What is it? The Waves by Virginia Woolf. This is the most recent one to go in. How strange. This was put in by Liz, the lovely Liz. Thank you, Liz. That, honestly, that's literally the most recent one to go in. Wild. One more. Another shake. Shake, shake, shake. Oh. Ow. That jar always hurts me. Right. Oh. I can't see what this is. Pageboy by Elliot Page. Oh, a vote. That could be 2 non-fictions for the month. Right, let me go get them and I'll come back. So first up we have The Waves by Virginia Woolf, put in by Liz. Very different books up for the vote, aren't they? I've always wanted to read this. I want to love Virginia Woolf. People seem to, so I want to. Let's shall we find out what it's about? The Waves this is all it says. The Waves is an astonishingly beautiful and poetic novel. It begins with 6 children playing in a garden by the sea and follows their lives as they grow up and experience friendship, love and grief at the death of their beloved friend Percival. Regarded as many as her greatest work, The Waves is also seen as Virginia's response as Woolf to the loss of her brother, who died when he was 26. Well, that's very sad. But it does sound brilliant. It's a very recent purchase as well. Then we have Pageboy, which was put in here by Books Are Beyond. Thank you very much. Thank you. I've wanted to read this for a long time. I bought it as soon as it came out, and of course, I have not read it. So let's find out what is it about. Can I Kiss You? It was 2 months before the world premiere of Juno, and Elliot Page was in his first ever queer bar. The hot summer air hung heavy around him as he looked at her, and then it happened, in front of everyone, the unthinkable. Here he was on the precipice of discovering himself as a queer person, getting closer to his desires, his dreams, himself. But for Elliot, 2 steps forward also came with 1 step back. With Juno's phenomenal success, Elliot became one of the world's most beloved actors. But at what cost? Cost. Now he was forced to play the part of glossy young starlet, a role that made his skin crawl on and off set. The one thing that had been an escape from his complicated childhood was making him feel increasingly trapped. As he navigated criticism and abuse from some of the most powerful people in Hollywood, a past that snapped at his heels, and a society dead set forcing him into a binary, Elliot often stayed silent, unsure of what to do, until enough was enough. Drastically different. But very intriguing. I'm very excited to see what you pick. I have a feeling I know what's going to win. But I don't want to sway you. Sway? Oh no. Don't worry, I was going to make a joke about ways, but I couldn't think of it. So there we have it. My TBR for December. A little bit like light and fluffy and fun. And then the vote. The vote turned up 2 emotional ones there. So very intrigued what you're going to vote for. Like I said, if you have any more suggestions to put in the TBR jar, comment down below. Vote down below. Vote in the community cage. Don't get in a cage. Don't get in a cage. If I tell you to get in a cage, don't do it. Feel free to like and subscribe, please. I'm begging. No, I'm not begging. Do what you want. And I'm going to speak to you all really, really soon.